passionate about a niche and blew up a page in like 2 years and got it to like money. Like
he's making bread off of it.
He was making some bread, but he makes pretty darn good bread doing what he does already as the producer there. So he was just like, hey man, I'm kind of getting burnt out of this. Deleted the page. He was like, I'm good. Like just wanted to prove to himself that he could do it. You know what I mean? So
I kind of do that too sometimes where it's like, it'll get popping and I just kind of end it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to shift shit.
Yeah. Cause you just focus on different things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes sense. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, are we rolling?
We're rolling. Yeah. I kind of do.
How'd you know?
Luke gives me a little cue.
Damn.
Yeah, so we just be flowing to conversation and then
Batman and Robin over there.
Yeah, he gives me a little cue. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have today. Oh, this is a good one, a special one, I would say. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, joining us is another riveting guest, near and dear to my heart. He is one of the head honchos of the gym, I would say. He's a brown belt. He has very many different interests ranging from screen printing, editing, modeling, product design. Well, that's pun intended right there. I wrote that one out myself. And many more. Please give it up for the Red Hawk Academy Primo, jxsoto. He is here in the building and he is on the Unnamed Podcast, episode 5, baby. We're here. JX, welcome to the show, brother.
Let's get it. So you just called it Unnamed?
Yeah, for right now, we're going with the Unnamed Podcast. I do have some names cooking up. I don't know. Yeah, actually, you've done this before. I can kind of pick your brain on this. How much do you think the name matters?
I think it does.
Do you think it does?
Yeah, because it's easier to find like when people search it or something.
Okay, I agree. Because I liked Soto Dojo. Big fan of that one.
Yeah.
And then the three amigos, super applicable, super easy, really good one as well. My original idea with this, which I don't know if you've heard the original idea, I was gonna go, which still might happen in the future, but my original idea was to get this podcast mobile. And what I mean by that is like in an RV, build out a custom studio and actually take the RV on the road to my guests.
Like some Steve-O shit?
Kind of. Yeah. But more like journal entries to where we start, let's say with episode 1 is you. And then you go, hey, you should go talk to Tim. Then I drive the RV to Tim's, have a podcast with him. Tim goes, hey, you should go talk to Robert Follis if he was still alive. Rest in peace. I would drive to Oregon and go talk to him. And then Robert would give me someone to talk to. And then I drive to that next person and talk to him. That was the original idea. So the name for that was going to be Road to Growth. Now, I don't know if that name, call it that? I think I can. To be honest with you, I'd be 1000% surprised if it was still available as a name. Like if there's not another podcast out there or show out there called Road to Growth. I feel like it's super general. So that's the one that I thought of and brainstormed on.
Yeah.
There are some other ideas that I have that kind of include my name and like have funny little things there.
Have you ever tried to do like the ChatGPT shit?
No, I haven't.
Try it.
Is that just for suggestions? Like,
yeah, like you could be like, give me podcast name and then give it like.
You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
I've been using Grok. On X.
Okay. Is that the ChatGPT program?
Yeah, it's like his version, Ethan's version of AI. It's pretty sick and it's free because I think ChatGPT you have to pay.
Okay. And it's free on X.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that out. Definitely. Speaking of names though, we call you jxsoto.
Mm-hmm. You
also have the Soto Dojo and you have a lot of your branding product, which I enjoy as well. I'm actually wearing some of the merch right here. Pushing Peter. Why jxsoto? What's the backstory of the name? Who gave you the name? What is your real name? And what is the kind of the story of your content and stuff like that?
Shit. My real name is Jesus. Jesus.
Hell yeah. And shout out God.
JX was just like an accidental nickname. It was just like, just on social media, I was always JX used to be used for like an underscore space.
Right. So a variable.
You would just put JX something. It was always JX something. Like when I was filming a lot, it was like JX Directs, like just JX something, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And then someone called me JX and I was like, damn, that sounds cool.
That's fire.
So I just kind of ran with it and Soto's my last name.
Okay.
So just kind of, I felt like it was unique too. And then as soon as I started just like running with jxsoto, it just kind of clicked. And I feel like there's not, I don't know, from a branding point, like it's easy to remember and it sticks.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just kind of ran with it.
And it also stands out. Like, and I know what you're talking about because I used to play Xbox Live, and so my name used to be XX Raunchy Penguin XX, or
Raunchy
with
Penguin.
an X or an X in the middle.
Damn, that should be the pod name.
Low key, the Raunchy Penguins. Shout out my fan base, the Raunchy Penguins.
So yeah, that's how it came about.
That's fire. That's fire. I like it. It sticks. And so what was the whole idea around product? What was, I know obviously you had, you wanted to build your own brand, do your own merch, but how'd you come up with the name and the branding and product?
The name and the branding, product. I think I was just reading a book, honestly, and it was just like, there's like a quote, "Be the product of your highest wishes." And I don't know, the name product just stuck out to me. So I was like, damn, that's a cool name. Like, just obviously it's kind of vague. So that's why I added like the Soto to it.
Right.
And yeah, now we're here. And at first it was just like a streetwear brand, just like, everybody has a streetwear brand now, but t-shirts, hats, stuff like that. And then I started doing jujitsu, and I was like, I would always look at jujitsu clothes like, man, that shit's kind of mid. So
you found an opportunity in the jiu-jitsu market?
Yeah, I was like, there's not really any cool jiu-jitsu brands, honestly. I mean, now I feel like people are starting to, but as soon as I was just like, why don't I just design my own gi or do clothes related to martial arts and stuff like that? And ever since I did, it kind of just clicked. So I was like, I've kind of found my niche in it,
Well, and you've been in the game for a minute now. You're a brown belt. So
Yeah.
you've been doing jiu-jitsu for how long?
Like 7 years, I think. 7, yeah, at least 7, maybe a little bit more.
And you've been working on product for what, maybe 5 comfortably?
Yeah,
4
probably 5, like on and off, but I think consistently like since 2021.
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that like, you have like your other jiu-jitsu brands, at least the name ones that are doing like merch and stuff like Level Black. You got here Sanibel. But like as you were kind of saying, I'd imagine at the time period there wasn't a lot of dope stuff coming out.
No,
I
don't feel like there is. Oh, actually, you know what? Show Your Rolls is sick.
Show Your Rolls sick.
They're like OGs.
But also other than that, like outside of that, there's not really many.
No, I feel like you could count on your hand, honestly.
And as opposed to other major sports, which I grew up playing major sports, there's brands everywhere for those types of sports. There's mainstream brands, there's off-stream brands, there's small brands, there's local brands, there's so many different types of brands that you can buy. So it's actually pretty cool that you had that idea, and then you're just like, well, I'm gonna just make my own stuff. And now you're kind of running your whole business with it. You got it tatted on you. You got the hand tat.
I got it tatted.
You got the logo printed on the skin.
Low key.
It's fire.
Yeah. So now, I mean, it's been doing good, honestly. Just trying to stay consistent, trying to drop something at least once a month, whether if it's just like a collab t-shirt or if it's like a full collection, just consistent,
Yeah. I like the drop that is my favorite. The one I copped. It was a little while ago. It was I don't know the exact name that you had it, but it was your black gi with the half moon, the black and white gi.
Oh, yeah.
I still have that one. I just pulled it out from storage too. I'm excited to use it again.
I like that one.
And then you just had the blue ones that just came out, right? The royal blue. Was that the most latest one you had come out?
What did I draw? Oh, it's a white and blue one.
The white and blue.
Yeah.
That one was fire too. That one's super sick. We'll definitely have a description below for products shop, JX's page and all that. No doubt we'll have that on the screen there down below in the comments. So let's kind of talk about things that we're kind of aligned in. I know for sure we were both raised by single moms.
Yeah.
And we also have a near and dear place in our hearts for our moms. So we would be considered mama's boys, I would definitely say. How does your relationship with your mom, how was your upbringing with a single mom kind of shaped you into the person that you are today when it comes to having relationships with people and stuff like that?
I don't know. It was weird because I had a stepdad, but then we kind of stopped talking as soon as I entered high school, like freshman year, just kind of stopped talking to him. But for the most part, yeah, I was just raised by my mom. I don't know how it affects. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure. I feel like not having a dad though, I'm not good with people that try to I guess be my manager or try to boss me around. I'm
authority.
Authority, I guess.
Okay.
So I think that's where, but I think it worked in my favor though, because I was always like, man, you can't tell me what the fuck to do. I'm gonna do my own shit. And I think that kind of led into, you know, wanting to start my own brand or even start martial arts and things like that. I'm not sure, honestly. I never really thought about that, like how it affected me with other people outside of that.
Yeah.
I guess.
I
What
hear
about
you. I think that because I have such a strong relationship with my mom, and I actually now have a strong relationship with my stepdad, who was on my last podcast episode.
Sick.
So that's really cool. But growing up, we didn't have the best relationship. I was definitely a lot closer to my mom, and I rebelled heavily against my stepdad. Mainly because our personalities were so different. He was very like, do as I say, not as I do. And I'm like, yeah, but you're messing up, bro. Like, so like, why would I do what you're going to say? And then you're telling me to do things that I don't want to do. And really, you're not my dad. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I think when it comes to I think having an immense respect for your mother, at least me, I can tell in how people deal with their relationships with their friends, how good their relationship is with their mother. And I think that like genuineness, like just like, I think it's really hard for people who don't have the loving, the genuine experience that they got from their mother. I think it's hard for them to be loving and genuine in their day-to-day relationships. Like, I think it's very hard for people who didn't grow up with that upbringing or relationship with their mom to flourish in their own personal relationships. Maybe not flourish even, but definitely have a cap, because I think that they lack emotional intelligence. And I also think that they lack the emotional trust it takes to have that intelligence. Like, at the end of the day, in order to grow emotionally, you have to be vulnerable. I think us having our relationships with the way that we have with our moms allows us to be more vulnerable than people that don't have great relationships with their moms.
Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah. Because I would say, I feel like I have a lot of friends, you know, like I'm pretty easygoing. Like I could get along with anybody. And I don't know if that has anything to do with my mom, or I think it's a mixture of I kind of just had to adapt because I moved around a lot. I had a lot of jobs, so I kind of just, I don't know, I feel like I'm good at like connecting with people, like with anybody really, because I just met so many different types of people through like all the jobs that I've worked in and all the schools that I've moved to. Like I kind of had to adjust. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess so. But yeah, I love my mom. Like, she's definitely, like, obviously, like, important person in my life. I'm glad that I have a good relationship with her. So,
hell yeah.
That's where I'm at.
By the way, y'all, not to interrupt you or anything, the reason we keep looking down at our feet is because JX's little baby is here. Little Diego. He's here, and he decided to join us on the pod today. And he's a little puppy, so he likes to chew on some stuff, and that's totally okay. So that's the reason why we're looking down.
I know, I was like, what the
if you
fuck's
guys
he
have any
doing now?
questions why we keep looking down. But yeah, sweet. Yeah, I knew that was somewhere that we definitely vibed on because we've talked about it before. Obviously you were raised by a single mom and had a stepdad, same as me. And then also your mom did cleaning services for us a couple times as well.
She did, huh?
So I got to hang out with Mama Cindy and talk to her a little bit and just was like, your son's the dopest. You did a good job raising you, basically, is what I said in the nicest way. Does she have any beliefs religiously?
When we were growing up, obviously she believes in Jesus and stuff, but she didn't like force it on us or anything like that. That's the thing. It was never like forced on me, like religion, honestly. Well, you know what? I went to a private school, bro, for like freshman year, Catholic school, and there would be like theology class and things like that. But at the time, I didn't really care about
learning about that
stuff. Yeah. I think I found it on my own, honestly. Like I feel like that was the best way for me to like, I won't say accept it, but like, yeah. But back to like, I didn't like when people would try to force shit down my throat or like tell me what to do, you know?
Yep.
So I think that was the best way. It's me coming into it by myself type
100%.
shit. But yeah, bro, that's where I'm at now. I feel like I don't know if it's just like, you know, you're getting older and obviously you still have a lot of questions about life and shit like that. But because I feel like I'm fairly new getting into like, you know, the Bible and stuff like that. So, but I'm glad I'm here now. Shit. What about you?
I'm sure you feel, because we relate in the I'm gonna do me and you're not gonna tell me what to do type vibe.
Yeah.
It's almost better that people like us find it on our own because there's nobody else to blame. And what I mean by that is like, it's not like I believe this because my dad told me to, or my mom told me to, or my teacher told me to. There's almost a sense of, at least for me, a sense of accountability that, I had been raised to believe this stuff. I definitely took my own route to it and had to have my own life experiences to get back to it and actually genuinely accept it. But I think for me, it feels good now to be like, okay, let's say when days are bad, you're like, all right, God's got a plan for this and I can't blame anybody else. It's nobody else's fault. This is how it's supposed to go. Today wasn't supposed to be good. You know what I mean? Or life events, like whether it's injuries in jiu-jitsu or, you getting laid off a job or hired at a job or, friends fall out, friends don't fall out, you build new relationships, whatever the case may be, is it at least has allowed me to deal with the negative a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I realize now, well, it could be their fault, but at the end of the day, what can I learn from it? Because this was supposed to happen. This is how it was supposed to go. So instead of just being bitter and angry about it, what can I learn about it? What can I maybe get better from? What can I do to take accountability in the situation that I was in? No matter how the other person treated me or however it panned out, what can I do better in the situation that I was in?
Yeah.
And it kind of, it leaves you to have this kind of weird, extreme accountability because it's really nobody else's fault. And this is how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, that's real. I feel like that's where I'm at now too. Like literally bar for bar type beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you're happy that you had to go through those life experiences to have those questions in your head to get to the resolution that you've gotten to.
Yeah. I always think of that too. It's like, damn, I had like, like I wouldn't say shitty upbringing, but it wasn't like peachy or anything,
Wasn't spoon fed, no silver spoons for the kid.
Not at all. I don't know. I hate not hate, but I think it's like, how do I say it?
It had its own challenges.
Yeah, it had its own challenges, and like obviously growing up like super broke and just there's not a lot of stability and shit. At least for me there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd always be like, like why? Like why the fuck did I go through all that? Like in the beginning, when I was like a little younger.
Especially as a naive kid.
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why is this happening?
Yeah, but I'm like grateful for all like the shit that I did go through, like I mean, you name it, bro. Just like damn near homeless, like couch hopping all the time at the homies' cribs, like job to job, like no real stability, and but I'm grateful because everything led to another thing, and like I feel blessed where I'm at now in life. So, and I feel like I wouldn't have been here if I didn't go through all those little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you talking about that actually just popped a question in my head. Do you think your level of gratefulness is a lot better than other people's because maybe they were raised a certain way? And I guess let me ask this question in another way. Is it easier for you to be happier with less?
Yeah, for sure.
Like simplicity, essentially. Like you don't have to have the newest, coolest, whatever, because what you got is good for you right now because you're able to have that kind of perspective.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't know. I try not to like compare myself like, oh, I'm more grateful than this person or whatever, but like it's easier for me to be grateful just because I've seen like the worst of the worst and I've like seen really good stuff as well. So yeah, I'm pretty like just grateful for any little thing, like even when I'm in my apartment, I'm like, damn, like there was a point where I didn't have nowhere. Now I have my own place, you know what I mean? Or even having a car or whatever, like money to buy food and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like clothes and shit, when I would splurge on clothes or whatever, I'd be like, damn, like there was a point where I couldn't even put gas in my car, bro.
Right.
But yeah, now it's way better. Yeah. I think it's way easier because I went through all that shit,
Yeah.
So for sure.
Do you carry, not to be like braggadocious, but do you carry a lot of self-pride because of how far you've come? Like, and not in a
like cocky way or something?
No, more of like a authentic JX to JX, I'm proud of you, dog. Like you've come a long way. Like, and it's almost like this unshakable confidence that you have within your inner self that obviously isn't a negative towards people. You're not cocky. You're not none of that, but it's almost like, bro, what's life going to throw at me? Whatever it is, I'm good.
For sure. I mean, I think that's why I love jiu-jitsu and just like having my own business and brand, because like, for example, jiu-jitsu, it's like, obviously, like, you know, I had great coaches, like Tim, really my main coach. Just learned the skill. I like skills that like nobody could take away from you type thing, you know, like I could go anywhere in the world. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, you know, like I go anywhere.
And you can prove it.
Yeah, exactly. I could prove it. I can just skills, you know, like photo, video, like I think there's power in that. Like, yo, you could take everything from me, but I still got like these skills. Like you can't take these skills from you.
I always tell people along the same lines as, you know, the world can take your money. The world can take your freedom. The world can take your significant other. The world can take your family. The world can't take your brain.
Yeah, real.
They can't take what you know.
Yep.
They can't take what you can do.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have skills, as you said.
Yeah, I do be like, damn, I did that, bro. I earned it. You know what I mean? I think that's why I like martial arts, because like you have to earn that shit. Like that's
every bit of
given,
it.
You know, like,
every bit of it.
Yeah.
Is it bad? And you'll have some good feedback on this. Is it bad that I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and I don't even feel like I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu?
No, bro. Like I feel like I've had that at every belt too. Like blue. I was like, damn. Like you can't compare yourself, because jiu-jitsu is weird. Like even at black belt, at times, even when I got like purple or brown, like I would be like, damn, am I really like, you know, this rank? But I just stopped comparing myself, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, cause it's like, I'm sure there's like a blue belt out there that trains 4 times a day and just like been training since they're 4. They could probably tap me or something, you know, but it's like, we're different, bro. I'm not trying to be a world champ. Right. I don't want to be in the UFC. Like I just joined jiu-jitsu because I wanted to learn how to defend myself. That's it, you know.
And you're really good at it.
And I just happen to be good at it.
Yeah, really good at it. You're like a little spider monkey. He's super fast too. It's crazy. I remember one of the first times I came in at the old location, the what was the old kickboxing gym? Across the street. And it was like one of my first classes. Walked in, there wasn't very many people. It was one of Tim's off nights, so I think Johnny might have been coaching, and it was you. It was
probably blue at the time, maybe purple. I don't know.
I think you were a high level blue, because I've seen you get your purple and your brown.
Oh, fire!
So because you got your purple in one of the first promotion meetings in the new gym, right?
Yeah.
And then you just got your brown again in the new gym. Well, what is going to be considered the old gym here soon, but. And you rolled with me. Super nice. We always roll. You roll your jiu-jitsu, you do your style, and you get to the positions you want, but you've never been like super aggressive or use your skill to just dominate the person. You've always been able to like match the skill level and the pace.
Yeah.
Bro, the amount of times I caught myself thinking, this guy was just touching my chest and now he's on my back. Like just so fast, like, and you had your hooks in. It's not like you were not in a good position.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I thought I had you in front of my guard, which still don't have a guard, right? But the amount of times I saw you in front of my face and then a second later you were attached to my back, I was like, I don't know what to do. And then if he was trying to kill me, he could, and he'd have fun with me. And you're all of 150 pounds.
Yeah, max.
Right? I'm 220. You know, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a pretty big dude. Yeah. And I felt so powerless. And then I remember a couple weeks later, Taya got a hold of me. She was probably a high level blue belt at the time. You know what I mean? Like killing people. I remember going home and being like, I don't remember where I was living at the time. It was probably in my old house. I remember telling my roommate, yeah, this girl, she probably 22, 23, and she could end my life. End my life. And I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu's sick.
That's how cool jiu-jitsu is, like, in my opinion. And also, jiu-jitsu's given me a brand new perspective in the sense of like being outside, like going outside and partying and like that kind of environments. Not that I was ever like a hothead or wanted problems. Yeah. But I'm a big cat. If you want a problem, all right, we might be able to have a problem.
Squabble.
You know what I mean? We could squabble up.
Yeah.
Now it's like, bro.
I know, bro.
Bro.
And everybody trains now too. So
Bro,
it's like you
it's
never
like
know. Like
dog.
I could be like, oh, I'm a fucking brown belt, and like run into some dude that's like 6 as Muay Thai or something.
Yeah, and
Or,
everybody's
like,
training something nowadays,
Yeah, yeah.
which is so that's why, like, bro, when I go out, I'm like, nah, dog, de-escalate every problem.
That's me
out of
too,
there,
bro. I don't
I don't want to
like-
have to try and even use my skills, bro, because there's a potential that person might have the same skills, and then somebody's definitely getting hurt at that point. And I don't
forgetting that I know jujitsu sometimes, like, cause I'm just not thinking about it.
Right,
You know? Like, I'm
right.
just literally chilling.
Yeah, but it's not like nobody's trying to cause problems with
Yeah,
you.
no, not
Somebody
at
would
all.
really have to try and press you to cause a problem with you.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm pretty calm. Like I wouldn't like, even if someone did, it would have to be like some crazy disrespectful. But
yeah,
like,
you would
pretty
for
chill.
90. I would assume 98% of things you'd just be like, all right, bro,
Yeah.
whatever. Like we're not doing this right now. I'm good. That's funny.
Jiu-jitsu's
Let's see,
sick,
Mr.
bro.
Diego getting some cameo.
Everybody should do jujitsu for real.
It's pretty dope how big the sport has grown too.
Yeah, it's
Like,
getting bigger and bigger, bro. Like,
even when I started 3-4 years ago, all my homies were like making fun of me and stuff. Like, what are you doing? You doing Krav Maga? Like, obviously the funny.
yeah, I have homies like that too. Still, like they're like, oh, let's wrestle. Let's try to grapple a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude.
Like,
All right.
dude, I'll fold you like a pretzel, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Relax. That's so funny. Yeah, I would say in jiu-jitsu, just to wrap up this conversation, the reason I asked, because I genuinely don't feel like a blue belt. I have 5 older brothers and a hyper competitive dad. It's so hard for me to not compare myself to other
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Especially these new young bucks coming into the gym, bro, and they're getting their blue belt in like 8 months. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, I was just whooping on you 3 months ago. What are you doing?
I know,
Passing
bro.
my guard like butter. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, some people like, I don't know. Everybody's different, but it's like, I just learned, I'm like, I don't care. It's not a race.
And also, I'm not trying to win a gold medal.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe in the local AZBJJ tournament
for
once
real.
every 4 years. But, like, I'm not
Deadass,
trying to
though.
do nothing crazy,
Yeah.
I'm the Jobin champ. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
Low key.
Just to kind of switch gears a little bit. One last thing I will say at the gym, actually. I don't know. You've been a part of a couple different gyms. Do you feel like everybody at our gym takes it seriously? Like, you see a lot of the same people training consistently. I feel like at our
there's
gym.
like a core group, like the OG people that I remember. But yeah, obviously like Tim's like, he attracts the people that like really want to scrap,
Yeah.
like do it for a living type thing. So for sure, there's like, I would feel like it's more people that take it hella serious than like the hobbyists. But there's like,
But
a
I
good
would even
share
say
of
that the
hobbyists.
hobbyists are taking it serious too.
Yeah.
Like, we have some really good hobbyists that are
Yeah.
like cops and like firefighters and like
for real.
paramedics and like all these real life careers that they're
Yeah.
doing. And then they come in here and they're freaking masters champ. Like, what the heck?
I think when you first start, it's very addicting,
Yeah, very true.
So I can see, but it's like it's a long game. Like you
See
may
who
be
wins
good
the rat race,
You may
dog.
be good for the first 2-3 years. Let's see where you're at in 7 years,
Yeah,
8 years.
yeah.
Let's see if you're still doing it.
No doubt. So tell me a little bit about screen printing and kind of doing like your own, we've talked about your own brand, your own product, your own merch.
Mm-hmm.
What made you take the step to actually want to like get your own equipment and do it yourself?
I was always around just screen printing warehouses and studios and shit, and it just went back to the brand, honestly. Like, it just went back to the brand as far as like, obviously every t-shirt is screen printed, or mostly. Like if it's a good shirt, it should be screen printed, I would think. But like, I don't know, my curiosity was like, man, I want to get into screen printing just because it looks cool. Like, I've always thought it was just cool as fuck. And it just started like just me being around the homies that were like, I was paying like to do my drops and stuff, and then I would just kind of pick their brain a little bit, watch YouTube, shit like that. And
Self-taught, just you were curious and self-taught.
yeah, I would say like the homies taught me a lot. And then when I was working at this warehouse recently, like I definitely learned a lot there because I started screen printing full time, so just learning a lot from like how it's supposed to be ran, like an actual warehouse that like properly screen print. Because a lot of people are very self-taught, learn from YouTube and things like that, which is not bad. You could definitely be a sick ass printer from YouTube, but it's kind of like jiu-jitsu, bro. There's levels, like
Levels?
sick ass foods in screen printing. Like I think I'm good, and then I'll meet someone that's been printing for like 10 plus years, and I'm like, they're just like know all the little tricks and
all the little intricacies and stuff
yeah,
like
bro,
that.
and it's cool as fuck. I think I just kind of caught the screen printing bug too, because it's like, damn, this shit's fire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like, I'm pretty passionate about it now too, and I would say I'm pretty decent printer now, but the other part of it was like, damn, I want to cut the cost of making my own shit, and I want to like obviously make more profit for myself. So that's why I started screen printing, because I was like, well, let me cut the middleman out. But it is labor though. At the end of the day, like it's very tiring once you're hitting like 200-300 T's plus, you know, front and back. If it's like multicolor and things like that, it's like it's hard on the body, but I love it. And yeah, now I'm at another warehouse printing, and then I also have another like art studio / print thing at my homie's shop as well. So kind of just doing those back and forth. But yeah, I mean, at first I was just like, I just want to print for myself, and then I started printing obviously like officially as a job, and then
At the warehouse and everything.
Yep. So now I'm doing that.
That's fire.
And yeah, I love it, bro. It's cool as fuck. But yeah, there's levels to that shit for sure.
Has there been a favorite design that you've printed that you've either released or haven't released and kind of made a custom piece for yourself?
A favorite design?
Or maybe like a favorite screen print? I don't know what the difference is. I know you have a lot of designs and I see your stuff, but is there like designs that maybe have never come out that you're just still sitting on? Or like,
yeah, there's a lot of that, because the beauty of like it is I get to just print a bunch of samples just to see if I like the colors or things like that. But yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff that I've never put out, but I'm trying to think like of a favorite. I don't know. I really like the Sin Miedo collection that I did.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty sick.
That one was sick. You did the gi with that one too, right?
Yeah, hoodie, couple tees. What else did I do? Some shit. But that was a cool collection, honestly. And now that kind of became like its own. I was like printing Sin Miedo just by itself. I just really like the name. And me and Caesar, he's a brown belt as well. We're gonna open up a gym, and we're just gonna call it Sin Miedo Dojo or Sin Miedo. So, but it kind of also is a tagline for product now. So I've been putting that on the product stuff recently.
What does that actually mean in Spanish?
It just means no fear, without fear.
Without fear.
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah. So that collection, was that the collection that you did the drop event for at the barbershop?
Yeah.
Dude,
did you go to that? You did, right?
I did. I was there and I bought the shirt that I wanted to buy, and I remember very shortly after I bought the shirt, I was wearing it out one night.
Sick.
And getting a lot of comments. I don't know what happened, but me being me, I fell in a bush.
Oh, I think you sent me. Did you send me a picture?
I think I sent you a picture, and I ripped it and stained it, whatever. I was like, "Hey, Primo, I need another print of this ASAP." He's like, "Yeah, whenever you need it, let me know." So we still have to get that print.
Yeah, I need to get that reprinted. I'm bad at that, bro, because
it's the one that has the fear quote on the back.
Oh yeah, that one's sick with the skull.
So hard. Yeah, with the little square skull front right here.
That one's hard.
I need that one again. That's fire. That's dope. That barbershop was sick that you did it at too.
Yeah, that's the homies.
And the way that you kind of decored it was dope. Like you're out
really sick.
Yeah, your whole layout and I don't know if this happens a lot in like fashion and promoting of the fashion and drops and stuff like that. The way you had everything kind of spread out, you didn't have a lot of pieces. I think maybe you had like 10 pieces in the drop or whatever, but you used the entire barbershop and spread out all your pieces.
Yeah.
Super sick.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have just the one area. You kind of had like two shirts here and a little logo or a little thing to look at with it. And then you had the flowers on the floor, and that was next to another piece. Yeah, and then you had the gi kind of hanging up as the centerpiece. It's kind of dope how you all set it all up.
Yeah, I always think less is more. You know, I didn't want it to look like a yard sale or something.
Yeah, no doubt.
I want it to be, I don't know, obviously like I'm into fashion, so I always take inspo from like other big designer brands, you know, and like kind of how they lay out their store, or like it's always less is more really, because it's like the piece should speak for itself type thing. And yeah, the kimono hanging, I just got that idea from like, I was at the art museum and I think they had just like a bunch of vintage like actual kimonos from way back
from Japan or something, just hanging,
and they were hanging like that. So I was like, yo, that's fire.
Yeah, that speaking of my girlfriend's grandparents, who you asked about the bag, and I told you about the vintage Mickey piece. They have an original Japanese kimono hanging exactly like spread out full.
Damn, that's hard.
Hanging in their like big
living room or what?
Living room, not living. It's like their dining room or whatever.
Sick.
And then like in front of it is like the original Japanese. You know those little like like in Rush Hour, you know how they change behind the thing? You
Yeah.
just see the
I know what
silhouette
you're
and it's
talking
that
about.
wall.
That shit's
She's
hard.
got one of those and it's like a golden, like the print, it's all black. And then the print on it is like a golden koi fish. Super
hard.
sick. And that's below the hanging kimono.
They be collecting paintings and stuff.
They're just rich white people. They just be collecting
insane.
stuff. You know what I mean?
I love collecting shit too.
Yeah.
though. I love like
Grandpa Pete was
tangible things.
he was a surgeon. He was a surgeon.
Oh, so you got crazy bread.
So
huh?
he had bread, and then grandma was just the collector.
Yeah, bro. That's the type of shit I would do. Like once I get dumb money, like I'm gonna have
Vintage
Like,
pieces.
I'm gonna have crazy art.
Same.
And like collectible stuff like that. Like that shit's hard.
You know what vibe I kind of like? Because I grew up in California. I like the Route 66, like rustic,
Yeah, that's
vintage
sick,
shit.
too. Yeah, I
like the
that.
old Coca-Cola
Industrial. Yeah,
logos and stuff.
I have like a vintage Coca-Cola crate.
Yeah,
I
the
just
old
thrifted.
Coca-Cola, the old Route 66, the rusted looking old cars, the old
No, that's just
scenery.
Hard,
So fire.
yeah.
I was just in Sedona, or no, not Sedona. I was in what's the other one up there? It starts with a P. Prescott. I was in Prescott for a wedding recently, and they're kind of like a
Papazzini.
ooh little Zenachino, little upper decky for the boys.
Low key.
We were up there for a wedding, and they got a bunch of like vintage art shops, antique shops, all that in the downtown area. And so we were stopping by a few. Bro, some of these nature photographers up there in Prescott, Sedona, and all that stuff, some of the shots they be getting, I was like, dog, you took this picture? He's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I'd hang that above my bed. Like, I'd hang that as an art piece in my room.
Yeah, this
like,
is hard.
some of the pictures that are super sick. So that was pretty cool to do. But I always like, I'm not good at art stuff like that, but I appreciate it. Like the less is more idea with your barbershop and the event. That was, I was telling everybody like, yo, this is sick. This setup is dope.
Yeah, I need to do another pop-up soon, probably sometime this year.
Let us know. You can do one here. Let's do
for
one here.
sure. I want to get into screen printing like posters and stuff in X. So
What's the difference? How do you do that? Because posters are obviously not the same material as a t-shirt.
yeah, I've done it before. I don't think it was the proper way, but I mean, it still came out sick. But they have like kind of the same vibe as far as like they have like a side clamp on the table, and I think they like air dry that shit or something. But
Interesting.
yeah, I want to get into that next.
Going back to fashion, because I have to ask you, and this is a conversation we've had before. You ever take any fashion like inspo from Kanye?
Of course.
Can we talk about his wild drop that he had recently? Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. We don't even need to name it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What's going on with our guy?
I don't know. He's been wilding.
He's been
He's
wilding.
always wilding though.
But he's taking it to a
Crazy,
level
crazy?
that is requiring attention. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like he's
yeah.
taking it to a level that's like the Kim shit, the kid shit, the Northwest stuff, all that. That was cool and all. Even the whole Bianca stuff, whatever, man.
Yeah.
This you're getting to a line where like, hey, bro, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, what is going
Yeah,
on?
I'm not sure. I mean, what does he say? It's not that I'm not right. It's that I'm not right now. No, but that shit he's saying is crazy though.
I mean,
But fuck, I don't know, bro. No comment on that. I don't want to get canceled.
no, I hear you. I just had to ask because we're Kanye fans. We love Kanye, and
Yeah,
but
bro.
he's wilding out. Like,
Yeah.
you think they cloned him? You think they're making him look bad? Like, how far does this
Nah,
go?
I don't think he's getting cloned. I think he's just, from my perspective, I think he's just trying to make a point as like, yo, you can't cancel me no matter what I do. Like he's just trying to show that he's bigger than life type beat. I don't know. That's how I take it. Obviously, I don't agree with
That's
it.
a crazy extreme to go to make your point, though.
Yeah.
But in a world where, I mean, look, I'm not supporting what he did, but I always say in a world full of lies, of course, the truth looks crazy.
Yeah.
So in that kind of interpretation of things, in a world full of crazy, how far you got to go
for
to
real.
get notice and attention?
Yeah. I'm not
Arguably,
sure, bro.
you got to be crazier than the crazy, and we see some pretty crazy stuff every day. You know,
Yeah.
like that's wild to me. But I had to ask you because
I don't know.
I had
bro.
to
That
ask you
shit is
'cause,
crazy.
bro. I saw the drop. I was probably late to it. I saw it and I was
I
like,
can't tell if he's like trolling either. Like
He's
if
gotta be,
if he's
right?
like trying to be funny about it. Obviously, like dark humor type vibes. But yeah, I'm not sure, bro.
but that's the kind of dark humor you can't really like,
that's
unless it's very obviously humor.
Yeah.
Like that's deep waters you're treading in.
Yeah, that's like the memes that be saying, yo, for like our
human
group
genocide,
group chat leak, like it'd be all
Yes.
kinds of type beat.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
you
know,
leave that
bro.
in the group chat, no doubt.
Yeah, he's been wilding, but I mean, outside of that, definitely big inspo, like from just everything he's doing, you know, just like how he markets and just the way he thinks.
What'd you
bro.
think about his Super Bowl commercial?
It was fire.
It's so fire. I
Like-
thought it was fire too. And didn't he spend all the budget and then recorded the commercial off
Yeah.
of his phone?
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
what he said, right?
Yeah, he was like, he blew the budget on just getting the slot. So they had no more money to like produce a thing. So he just did it off the iPhone.
Fire.
But no, yeah. I mean, everything he does is sick. Honestly, I haven't really, I mean, outside of like the crazy stuff he's doing right now, but no, for a big inspo always.
I agree. My dad. Now
I think he
you're
just
gonna.
did a pod with Andrew Tate.
Did he? Oh.
They kind of like leaked a little clip.
Oh, that is such a. I gotta go watch it because you gotta watch.
I don't think it's out yet, but they're kind of just like
I hope.
teasing it. You know?
I hope. It's funny, and then the reason I brought up Kanye is because obviously the fashion and the inspo, we like him because of his music. But the funny thing is, I had my dad on previous episode, bro. The amount of times that I got picked up from school and Kanye West was playing on my dad's radio. Now I'm talking about a theologian, Christian.
Who's
Buddy has never listened to non-secular music. Like
Really?
if he did, it was, you know, Fly Me to the Moon and Johnny Cash. Like, bro, we played Graduation for him when we were, you know, 11, 12, whatever, whenever it came out.
You loved it or what?
Bro, I'm not kidding you, for the entire rest of the year was blasting that on his phone,
Damn.
on his old iPod in the
Sick.
aux on the way to pick us up, and he was like, I love Kanye. Like if Kanye could get my dad, who is your prototypical Christian white male in his mid 60s
Yeah.
at this point, to listen to him and be like, no, this guy makes good music. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty fire. Like, and that was 15 years ago, 10, 15
Yeah.
years ago, you know, like that was when Kanye was popping, and
Yeah.
Kanye's still popping, but just for multitude of different reasons.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really get. I mean, I've always liked Kanye, but I didn't really get heavy into him till like. No, I feel like I've always liked him low key. Because I remember bumping 808s and Heartbreaks like,
Yep.
on my CD player.
Yep.
I was like, this shit's hard.
That was a banger.
Even when it first came out, and people didn't like it when it first came out, but I was like, nah.
That was even 808s and Heartbreaks was even after like College Dropout and Graduation, right?
Yeah.
That was after that
Yeah,
stuff,
it was
right?
kind of like when he started to just transition into like new sounds.
Yeah. When he actually started doing his own producing and like, well, he'd always
I
done
think
his
he's
own
always
producing,
done it, but like
yeah.
that was like his like. I feel like
It
all
was the new
all
style.
the people like he's been popping since when 50 Cent was popping, and then he like paved the way for the new like people we're listening to now, like Travis Scott and shit like that. Like that's Kanye.
You probably know this better than me, but the Kanye lore started as he was a big producer, almost like an unknown producer, right?
Yeah.
And then people started to get popping because of his producing.
Yeah, I think I forget what beat or what song he produced, and it just kind of like had
Blew up.
I think he did some shit for Jay-Z, and after that,
Izzo by Jay-Z.
yeah, everybody
H to the Izzo by
everybody
Jay-Z.
wanted
He
to.
produced the blueprint, the whole album.
Oh, did he? Yeah, see.
He also was his producer.
Yeah, he did a lot of shit. I think once he started doing shit for Jay-Z, that's when like it was just like the snowball effect. Like everybody wanted.
That's fire.
To produce
Luke just
for him.
came in with the hot facts with the
Risky.
Kanye facts. That's fire. Where are we at?
You ever
Timestamp,
watched
Lukey?
The Genius?
No, what is that?
It's his Netflix documentary. You get a good, pretty.
Kanye's?
Yeah.
Does it talk about how he's lost his mom and everything too?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's called The Genius?
Yeah, GAEENUYUHS or whatever.
Okay.
He spelled it.
I'm going to
different.
go. He spelled it all funky?
Yeah.
Kanye.
Or like how it's pronounced, I guess.
Yeah.
That's pronounced in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. That's
But,
fire. I'm
yeah, it was
definitely
sick.
going to go watch it.
Because he had this guy who like filmed him when he was like early on, and he kind of followed him up until I want to say, I think right before Jesus is King type. So, but
God, that was a good album too.
I liked it too.
I liked it. I was a big fan of that album. What's the timestamp at right now, Lukey?
Like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Big Lukey. Yeah, Travis Scott has a sick documentary too on Netflix.
You know, a documentary I just watched that's really good as well is the why am I forgetting his name? Charles Manson,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
bro. Do you like murder mystery stuff like that?
I mean, I like documentaries.
I love documentaries.
Yeah.
And my girl's like murder, horror, mystery. That's
Yeah.
her shit. So we've kind of formed the two to find murder mystery documentaries.
I'll say.
Bro, that
I feel like
guy.
all girls like horror for some reason.
What is up with
It's
that?
like an actual statistic, I think.
I think it's an actual mental illness.
Yeah.
If we're being real, you enjoy getting scared and getting people killed.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
really
that's
enjoy
just-
scary movies.
Bro, I'm the same way. I used to lie to my friends when we were growing up because I lived in California, so they had Universal Hollywood Horror Night. They had Not Scary Farm. They had all the amusement
Yeah, I
parks
always
that would
think
do
it's
like
trippy when like the girl's personality is like horror films. I'm like, yo, like
there's something wrong with you.
get a journal, bro.
Yeah, bro. So same kind of vibe. I always used to tell my friends that my mom was too Christian and wouldn't let me go to do that stuff. So I would have to tell my friends like, nah, I can't go. Funny enough, I was the one who went to mom and I was like, hey, yo, I'm going to tell all my friends that you said I can't go because I don't want to go because I don't want to get scared. Like, I'm not cool with that scary stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like I was like scared of it. I just didn't see the appeal of it. But I do like, I guess, different takes on it, like Jordan Peele's takes on scary movies.
Is that like Get Out
that's-
and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I never.
Is that more like a thriller, I guess, than horror?
I would say that's more like a thriller because horror, I feel like, is blood
Yeah.
or like heavy suspense. I don't know. I feel like I didn't really watch Get Out. That's the one where all the house with the black and white people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they're like all kind of being weird around each other. I would say that's probably more of a thriller.
He did Us, and Us is like more like a scary thriller, I guess.
Was there any like blood or gore, murder
Yeah.
scenes or anything like that?
Yeah, there was like blood.
Okay.
But it wasn't like crazy OD.
Yeah, I would probably say that's more of
He
a
did,
thriller.
which other one did he do? The one with the alien. I forget. But he makes good movies. I like his take on it.
Right on.
I guess more artistic takes. I don't know. Than just straight up
I
killing.
understand what you're saying. I understand
It's
what
like
you're
more
saying.
of art.
Because the Get Out, it was getting a lot of hype because of how eerie it was.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like the artistic kind of play on it. Because I know they
And he hit the nose on just like the whole black and white just thing, like how people
dynamic
are racist type shit. Yeah.
racism and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's fire.
There's another one coming out soon. Fuck, what is it called? I'm gonna watch it this weekend. But I just seen Mickey 17. Have you seen that? It's not a scary movie. It's just what is it? It's just like an action movie. It's the same guy who directed Parasite.
Okay. I like that
This
movie.
is like second film.
Okay. Fire.
With Robert Pattinson. It's just fire.
Oh, you're a big Robbie P fan,
I
huh?
fuck with Rob. Well, I started to like him. Like he made a movie. This movie got him the role for Batman. I'm pretty sure. But what is it called? Good Time.
I haven't
It's by
seen
the
it.
Safdie brothers.
Okay.
They did Uncut Gems.
Okay. That's with Adam Sandler. Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, so they did that. I think that was their like first like big movie. But before that, they did Good Time. Good Time is sick, bro.
What's that about?
It's about like just two brothers. I think one of the brother has like, I don't know if he's like autistic or something. And he, in the beginning of the movie, like I think they're robbing a bank or robbing something, and the brother gets caught. So Rob is like trying to get money to get his brother out type shit. So he's
and
like,
his brother who got caught was autistic or something like that.
yeah,
Got
like,
you.
And I don't know if it's autistic, but he had some sort of
Something,
you know?
yeah.
And yeah, basically the whole movie is just like very like anxious type. Like he's trying to get money and he's going into like all these little like just scenes of him like getting into shit basically.
That's fire. That kind of sounds like the movie Rounders. Have you ever seen the movie Rounders?
No, is it like a gambling one?
It's a poker movie.
Maybe
and
I
it's
have,
with
actually.
I think it's Matt Damon or
Okay, goat.
might be it's a Matt actor, a known Matt actor. I don't know if it's Matt Damon or somebody else. But essentially he's in law school and he ends
Learns
up
how to count cards or some shit.
he ends up learning how to he had already learned how to count cards, but he was trying to like go the straight and narrow life and go play
But he just got
in the
into
law
some deep shit.
and he got into some deep shit and had to play a couple poker games. And then his
I love
buddy
those type of movies.
came out of jail, and while he was in the midst of it, his buddy was like, "Hey bro, I can deal good cards, like, and I know a poker game. We can just go act like we don't know each other. We can run this poker
I think
game."
I have seen that. Yeah.
And then they run the poker game and get into more trouble, and then they got to go play more poker. And then the climax of the movie is he goes to this underground game and he plays this guy who's notorious for beating everybody, taking everybody's money. And the first time, and he loses to this guy. And he loses all his money, has to restart, play more games, and come back. And at the very end, I think his name's Teddy D, the antagonist, the poker player. He grabs an Oreo, he breaks it open, and then he puts it back together, and then folds the hand. And Matt Damon's like, gotcha. Like, that's your tell. Like, I know how you like your cards, breaking the Oreo and putting it back together. Because normally he'd break the Oreo and eat just the frosting.
That's funny.
And then put the cookie back together. Yeah. And so if he didn't eat the frosting, he didn't like his hand. Essentially is what he was playing in the tell. So at the very end of the movie, and it's one of the best quotes of all time, Matt Damon goes, I gotcha. And he goes, oh, you think you're going to win all this money? And Teddy D goes, all in. And the movie basically ends with Matt Damon saying, you can't win money because da-da-da-da-da-da. But you also are never going to win money if you don't put your own money in the middle. Puts all of his money in the middle, takes the whole game back.
Put down a shirt.
Beats him. And the dude starts going crazy. But yeah, anyways, really good movie. And kind of along the same lines of that. He got himself into some trouble. And it's a good one. Rounders. Good actor also. Good actors in that movie. I don't know. I'm terrible with movies. I was just on Schmidt's pod and he was asking me all these movie questions.
I think me and Schmidt hit off on movies too.
And he was like, do you know who this is? Gene Hackman?
He likes fucking old movies though. Like he's not up to date on the newer fire shit. And he's like one of those old heads that hate on like the new music and shit.
Yes.
The movie sucks.
Yes, I agree. But he was talking about how Gene Hackman died and how that's all suspect and stuff like that. And I, off the top of my head, didn't remember who Gene Hackman was. He had to tell me a couple movies and stuff. And he's like,
bro, you haven't seen
You've never heard of Gene Hackman? You've never seen them? I'm like, Schmidt, and Schmidt's only like 3 years older than me. I'm like, bro, I don't understand how you lived in the 80s. Like, what's going on?
He's old school.
Oh, man. I love that big guy, though. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
You got anything else you got cooking up this week? What are you working on? You got any drops coming up? You got any projects you're working on?
Well, I've been doing a lot of collabs with just like fighters and stuff. I did that.
I've been seeing that. You did some Kyler Matrix a little while back. You did Jose Delgado. Is that his name?
Yeah, he just won his debut.
He just won his debut off the Contender Series win that he had, right?
Yeah, just doing Ezra shirt shipping
soon.
The Ezra drop. Have you done a Tommy gun drop yet?
Yeah, we did like a collab tee.
Oh, that's right. You did the Mafia tees together.
Yeah, that was like more his
that was a
logo,
cool little
and
drop.
I just kind of like manufactured it for him.
Yeah.
But the other ones I kind of like had my take on like the design part, But,
the Ezra one is sick too.
Yeah.
I also like the style that you have, that it's like the pencil art and it's shading and sketch. It's so fire.
I work with like Taylor. Remember he used to be at the gym a lot. He moved states. So.
Demute's art or whatever his name is.
So he does a lot of the recent stuff. And I also have another artist that I work with a lot. I usually have them sketch some shit out and then I kind of add the graphics on top.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of been my recipe. But yeah, just always collabs, bro. I have another collab coming with this fighter, Sean Woodson. He's about to fight Dan Ige.
Oh yeah, the guy from St. Louis.
Yeah,
Tim's super high on him.
Yeah. Just oddly enough, like just had each other on IG. I'm sure you probably found me through Tim and Sean, and like just always messaged each other. And yeah, I think I'm about to drop some stuff with him.
That'll be fire.
Do a new collection, like new gi. Just I'll drop at least one thing a month, whether it's a t-shirt or a collection.
We gotta get a little chalk product tee dropped and hang it in here. Maybe a little 101 piece. We can start doing some promoting on that on your end as well.
Yeah, might as well. Merch.
Some merch. Yeah, well, we definitely want to get into the merch game soon. Once we get this place actually up and rolling with some members and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're super excited. Obviously, you're here. What do you think about the studio?
This shit's fire, bro.
You like it?
Sick setup.
Pretty cool. Couple of rooms and studios and stuff like that set up.
Hit up Chalk Studios.
My boy. Appreciate you. Yeah, we might have a member on our hands. We'll never know. We might be a guest, a member, a partner.
You never know.
My brother.
The future's bright.
Future millionaire. What?
Yeah, just grinding on that, bro. Just printing and doing the brand. Really, that's my life right now. Training jiu-jitsu.
Whenever you guys don't see JX, just know that boy is cooking on how to make a milli. That's for sure. That's what he be doing.
Research.
Yep.
Ended on that.
Yep. Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That
was JX.
For any video shit, man.
Yeah. That was jxsoto, y'all. I appreciate y'all joining us. That was great. We are going to be... Sounds like we're going to be having a chalk t-shirt here soon. But that's amazing. We're going to be dropping this as soon as possible. Make sure you guys tune in, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Also, we're still trying to figure out our name. So if y'all got any ideas, we've heard the Mikey method. We've heard like-minded. I came up with that one. I also came up with Mike-Linded because my first name's Mike. Double little
I'm
entendre.
telling you, use Grok, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Hop
I'll
on
definitely hop on the Grok on the
Pause.
X, do some chat GPT. But if you guys got any ideas, let us know. That is episode 5 with our Primo JX. Make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram, follow Product to Soto, follow jxsoto, and go on his YouTube. I'm sure he'll be cooking up some stuff for his YouTube here soon
Yes,
too.
sirski.
So we appreciate you guys joining us here. Appreciate you, Luke. Appreciate you, Jordan. Chalk Studios. Give us a follow, like, and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys soon. Later.